Okay, now I'm going to load the low poly model here, and ASM, everything is okay. We need to turn on the UV tile workflow and preserve UV tile. Okay, and I'm going to press OK here. That's it. And boom, we have our UDIMs here, the model here, and it's time to bake. So the first step when you want to texture something inside Substance Painter is bake the mesh maps. So let's go and load the high poly version here. Okay, now we load this. We can clear the log here, and we can disable the baking visualization for now. The output size 4K, it's okay. Anti-aliasing, it should be on super sampling 64, and we need bench normal to have better lighting situation inside viewport. That's it. And let's go for setting the cage number here. Now it's too much. We can decrease the amount to something like this, because we don't have a special detail on the high poly. We didn't go to ZBrush, for example, and sculpt on the model, because everything we need, we can provide it inside Substance Painter. So it's your choice to use ZBrush for creating high poly and, for example, adding text or brushing effect or something like this, or coming into Substance Painter and work on the model and material directly. So that's it. We just use high poly version to have better normal on the edge. Best situation is to use Turbo Smooth on the low poly version to create smooth edge and bake on the model. So, okay, so the distance for frontal is like this, and we copy that into rear distance too. And let's go for the matching. So this is important, okay? This is where we define the same mesh parameter. So the match, when it's on the always, it means we are going to bake all the things together, right? But when you choose by mesh name, it means the Substance Painter is going to bake just the pieces that have the same mesh name. Okay, so that's it. And the suffix here for defining low poly or high poly, I can come here and tell, okay, it's underline X, underline X, underline X. And I need to have this pattern as a suffix on the low poly pieces. So it's very important. We define this suffix, and after that, Substance Painter look in our model for this suffix for defining low poly or high poly version. So let's go back here and put low here, and that's it. So when we set match by mesh name, we need to go to ambient occlusion, and in self occlusion we need to change always to same mesh name. We need to go to curvature, and self intersection, we need to change it to only same mesh name. And in the thickness, we need to do that on self occlusion too. And if you use bench normal, you need to go here, self occlusion, and change to only same mesh name. So we need to change this setting on bench normal, thickness, ambient occlusion, and curvature, and in the common settings. That's it. Okay, let's go here in the common setting, and before hitting bake, we have a special window that show us everything is okay or not. So where is that? You can find it here. Okay, baking log, or you can go here in the view, in the window, okay, in the views, and turn on baking log. So in the baking log, we have baking process log. So it tells us, oh, we are going to bake and be in occlusion right now, so please wait, and this kind of stuff. And in the high poly parameter, we can see which high poly that we load to the project. Okay, maybe in some project we have 2, 3, or more different high poly version, right? And for matching by name, we have a very powerful tool. Okay, let's dock this in here, and let's see what's happened if I, for example, change this low suffix to, for example, X. So we have error here, okay, and this error tells us we need to rename the model inside the 3D modeling software, or we need to change the suffix in here. So the low poly mesh should be have definition with underline X, and for high poly mesh, we need to have this suffix for them. So in this way, you can understand what is the problem. Okay, even you miss some missing spelling or missing character here in the name, you can see what's happening and what is the error before clicking on bake. So this is a very powerful tool, and we should know about that. Okay, so everything is okay. We can click on the bake and see what's happened after baking process. So the bake is done, and let's check what we have. I press B on the keyboard, and this is the ambient occlusion. Okay, so it's nice and clean, right? This is the curvature. Yeah, I'm happy with the result. And this is the position, thickness, height, bends normal, opacity, normal, everything is okay. So let's go for changing setting for the viewport and the shader. In the shader, I'm going to use double-sided mode on because we need that. Bends normal. Okay. And that's it for now. Now let's go to the display setting. I'm going to use Studio Tomoko, exposure 1. And for the camera, I think 60 is okay for this project. And we can go here and change tune mapping to aces. That's it. And we are done. But I create another version inside 3ds Max for texturing part, as you can see. So we have these two as an attached model. So we can see what's happening in other side, and we can see different lighting reaction on the surface. It's very good for checking textures in everywhere, in every situation. So let's go here and change the model. You can keep this model and continue your rendering part. It doesn't matter. So let's go and change the model to texturing. Okay, yes. I just press OK. And now we have this two model on the side, and we can see the lighting reaction. It's totally different here. Okay, so we are ready to go and start our process. Before touching anything, let me show you how we are going to use geometry mask, and you can use this geometry mask whenever you want, in any way that you want. Okay, so for example, I create a folder and call it wood, right? And let's give this a fill layer. I'm going to call it wood. Okay, and the brown like this, it's okay for the wood section. And I want to control the effect of this layer on the wood part, just only on the wood part, okay? So instead of adding black mask for the folder and add paint, and in here I go for choosing this part and this part, okay, like this, I can do another thing here. Okay, so let me remove mask. Okay, we have an empty square here. I click on it, and we have the geometry mask option, and we can choose between each UV tile or mesh names. So I go here and click on exclude all and just select wood pieces. So what's happening right now? As you can see, we can see the brown color on the wood part, only the wood part, okay? And whenever we click on this little icon here, ignore or hide geometry, we can see what's happening. Okay, we have wood pieces on isolation mode. So we can continue our work without touching anywhere else. For example, without this, if I go here and I need to start painting over there, okay, for example, I couldn't do that because there is some geometry in here and I can see over there. So I need to go to the UV map and paint on the UV without seeing the result. But in this way, I can isolate this, okay, and start painting here, like this. Or even I can start painting here. But if I don't use this, I can paint here just with the UV. So it could help us very much. It's a powerful tool. It's a powerful way to control what we see inside the viewport. But we can add black mask and choose these, and it's okay, right? It's okay. It doesn't matter we select geometry mask or not. For example, it's part of the wood piece that we define inside 3ds Max, right? But in here, I just select this piece and this piece for the wood part. So it's not included at the wood mask. So it's not going to receive the data from these layers, okay? So if you have a black mask or paint or grunge or anything else, that mask has higher priority compared to geometry mask. And geometry mask is helpful for hiding or isolating any part of mesh that you want. Okay, so let's create the basic category, the folder, and after that we start the process of the texturing together.